I sometimes have overlooked, or a level of everything is already one. You see, so Buddhism teaches me how to look at my own Christian faith in a new way. You see, and I think that's the gift of it. I'm here not because they need another religion, but because I can learn from them, and that I believe that in the way I'm behaving, because you don't need a religion, it's a vehicle. Many people don't have one nowadays. Don't have one. That it helps to humanize me, and the way I behave helps to humanize another person, and that's really what it's all about. That's all we're asked to be as human beings. When I look at Medicine Sans Frontières, and I work with them here across the border from Doctors Without Borders, or watch them going to Africa with Ebola, knowing the risks. You know, so these people, if you ask them, do you have a religion? Excuse me, actually, yes. You know, religion, I said, is a vehicle. Many young people don't feel they need it nowadays. Who are the first people on the lines protesting what we did in Iraq, or cuts to the poor? They're often young people. You say, what church do you go? Excuse me, I don't belong to any church. So I need one in my age, but not everybody needs one. It's a vehicle. Alan Watts said, and I should get my hands slapped for this. By the time you wake up to the fact you don't need a religion, it can be fun to have one. You want to see a movie, or do you have some slides you'd like to show?
Slide.
You have some programming you want to show, or should show the movie?
Movie? Your memory? Your story?
Yeah, to show, or you can show some slides? Wat means temple. Okay, Water Tanyawat. We showed them and say, what Tanyawat?
I have some slide to show you.
Show some slides.
A few minutes. Oh. Chẳng nào. Oh, chưa. Huh? You learn?
I don't. I don't know how to remember, but we learned these in school.
So they are taking the boat at 1 o'clock. So they have to eat beforehand.
Yeah.
So this maybe about 15 minutes or so?
Praman 10 นาที 15 นาที
Yeah. 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Only 5 minutes.
Okay.
When you want to learn a little bit about Buddhism, you need to know what the Buddha enlightened. Buddha, he enlightened about noble truth. Okay? That thing he enlightened, and he give some advice to, the way to happiness. We say eightfold path. If you want to be free from suffering, you need to follow eightfold path. Okay?
Just a suggestion, I might be on the notebook and pen. You want to write a couple of these things down, and since we need to take the notes, it might be helpful to touch on as we move forward and prepare this next presentation. Just a couple of notes might be good.
Noble truth. The first thing, dukkha. You learn in your life, you need to learn more about dukkha or suffering. 2. Samudaya or the cause of suffering. 3. Nirodha, the end to suffering. We have the way to stop suffering. And Magga, how to or the way to end suffering. If you want to stop, to end your suffering, you need to follow eightfold path. to enlightenment. The first thing, right view. The first thing you need to have understanding, right view. You know the truth. Right view means right understanding. Second, right intention, free your mind of evil. Next, right speed, say nothing that hurt others. Right action, work for good of others. Right livelihood, respect life. Resist evil, right effort. Right concentration, practice meditation. And last one, control your thought, right mindfulness. We have a lot of teaching of Buddha, but you need to know Four Noble Truth and Eightfold Path. Easy. Yeah. But he speak in Bali. It's an English word. In Bali, you know, Samma Titti, Samma Sankappa, Samma Vaca, Samma Kammata, Samma Achiva, Samma Vayama, Samma Sati, Samma Samadhi is a Bali word, Bali language. I study every day. Old language. Yeah.
Wait, so Bali is included in the text, or how's it incorporated in title Bali? Is that the original?
Pali is the original language,
Yeah.
similar to spoken by the Buddha. He spoke a dialect of Pali. So it's still just like Latin was the language for the Catholic Church up until Vatican II, our own times. So also then Pali is still used for the scriptures here. And the Buddhist scriptures are 13 times the size of our Bible. How's that? Well, I shouldn't interrupt you.
Yeah.
So we have Revelation, Christian religion, Judaism, and Islam. We believe God revealed. And so you have to decide, what did he reveal and what was not revealed? What is true and not true? There were many gospels, for example, the Coptic gospel in Egypt. And then that councils met and said, no, that's not a true gospel. So we've got it down to a body now, 4 gospels and the letters of Paul and the Old Testament. Okay, so we have a set, fixed body. But if you have no God, which we don't have in Buddhism or in Taoism, then there can't be revelations. There is enlightenment. I wake up to who I really am. We have that in Christianity. Paul says, I wake up. This is experience, I'm sorry. I live now no longer Paul. Christ lives in me. I have Christ's nature. So Siddhartha wakes up, I have the Buddha nature. I think we're talking about language. I have the nature of ultimate reality. My ego self is an invention of a computer up here. Because I need that to function. I need that for science. I need that even to survive here. But it is an invention. There's only the one self. So he wakes up to who he really is. And so anybody who later has the same experience, if he has enlightenment, he can write about it, how to get there. So you keep adding on more sutras and more sutras and more sutras. There's much more in Mahayana Buddhism than in Theravada Buddhism. Okay, so it gets quite big.
The sutras sort of serve a similar function as the Gospels do in Christianity.
Yes, chapters and chapters and chapters.
And it's like disciples of...
Yes, and so you get right down to it and say, ah! I'm not reading that huge thing like the Old Testament and 4 Gospels. Can you sum up for me, which a man did ask Jesus, can you sum up for me what your teaching is? Yes. You're talking about the Lord your God. That's all you've got. And you shall love your neighbor as yourself. And you shall know you're doing that, loving God, by the way you love your neighbor. That's similar to what I see in Buddhism. So that's hard to do. So the guy doesn't get, instead of getting on with doing it, he said, who's my neighbor?
Yeah,
You see, we have questions. The Buddha was asked, can you sum up your teaching in one line? A follower asked him. He said, yes. This is from our most famous Buddhist teacher here, Buddha. Yes, don't cling to anything. So you might say in Christianity, let go and let God. That's very hard to do. I'm continually wanting on a free day to go shopping. If I don't have any money, I go window shopping. Wander around with the computer, think I should maybe get a new laptop. This one's 5 years old. I look at stuff and I want. And I get it and I want. So don't hang on to anything. Let go and maybe the real thing will grab you.
Okay, so we need to move to taking pictures and eating.
Yes, I'm
If you
sorry.
want to watch the film, there's a possibility when we meet you for the What Code Connection, there might be a chance, I don't know what the technology is there or whatever, or maybe we can pop back here, possibly on Monday.
Possibly,
to
because
see
I
what we're
can't
kind
hear
of
my...
running on timeline, and we're getting.
วันจันทร์กับวันพระคุณมีเวลาว่างประมาณ 10 โมงเช้า 5 โมงเช้ามีไหม
วันพระ
วันพระวันจันทร์
วันจันทร์ I go to high school
Okay, what about the other monk? Can he help me set up the computer?